This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
As we go on the air at noon, we're talking about another day of shorts and flip-flops. Here's a live look from the Missouri Botanical Garden. We set a new high temperature record yesterday. We could do the exact same thing today. Thanks for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. Don't lose track of the coats just yet. Big changes are on the way, and there's a chance of storms in areas to our south and east. Meteorologist Gary Frank here with the Weather First forecast.
Yeah, it's certainly hard to believe that it's February after yesterday and that we could even get warmer than yesterday, and we're pretty much already there. We're very close to that as well. As you mentioned, it feels like springtime looking at the Missouri Botanical Garden. Things blooming, allergies kicking up, but of course storms change that plan a little bit. Not for a lot of us here, especially not at this hour right now with our official temperature so far at 79 degrees. That's a record tying already here at this hour with a southwest breeze at 17 miles an hour. But overall, it's going to be a big key is that we'll circle that dew point. Believe it or not, that's what we're going to really have to focus on because we have a lot of dry air. You have snow northwest of Omaha, you have rain off to the southeast, but for the most part, nothing going on. Now, some areas are going to miss the rain as we have dry air settling in. Storms that develop to the south and east can be severe. We'll talk about how close we are to a record and detail those main threats and some of the updated areas from the Storm Prediction Center here in just a few minutes.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Gary. Developing right now, a bus driver walkout continues to affect St. Louis public schools. Nearly 60 routes went uncovered this morning, forcing some parents to drive kids to class. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay in studio now with new reaction. Mercedes?
Okay, parents got a notification this morning less than 2 hours before the first school bell rang. Many having to scramble to find a way for their kids to get to school. Now, all of this is due to employees at Missouri Central Bus Company calling in sick in protest of the company's handling of a racial issue. The fallout began Monday morning when about 60 of the district's bus routes were uncovered. Then, just hours before the last school bell rang yesterday, district officials announced after-school activities were canceled and that parents needed to find alternate arrangements for their students. 5 on your side spoke to a mechanic with Missouri Central who claims he's endured racial slurs and harassment for nearly 2 months now. While parents I talked with were clearly frustrated with the inconvenience, they told me they stand behind this walkout.
We still deal with these issues, and it's sad. It's really sad. I hope they can come to a quick conclusion on this and figure out who did it and, punish them because it's not right. It's just not right.
The district has also once again canceled all after-school activities for today because of this walkout. The big question is, how long will this last? Well, right now, district officials don't have that answer. They will notify families whose routes are not covered as early as possible on the district's website and via text message.
Thank you, Mercedes. An 18-year-old student at Lutheran North High School has been arrested for having a gun at school. In a letter sent to parents this morning, the head of the school says officials found it during a routine search of lockers. The gun was unloaded. It may not have been in working condition. Police are investigating. A shooting in St. Peters leaves a woman in critical condition. St. Charles County Police say they're still looking for the shooter. It happened last night on Rosemary Court. Police say the woman and suspect are casual acquaintances and the shooting is not random. We now know the name of the man shot and killed by Jefferson County deputies yesterday. The sheriff's office says deputies tried to serve Anthony Stropman with a warrant at his home near Festus. He was accused of threatening judges. Investigators say Stropman grabbed a hammer and refused to drop it. Deputies tased him first, then opened fire. None of the deputies were injured. 3 men are in jail in St. Louis today, accused of kidnapping a woman and beating her. Last week, officers responded to a call at Mount of Olives Ministry Church. They found a woman tied up and bleeding. According to court documents, the woman told officers she'd been held against her will, confined to a room, and beaten. The 3 suspects face kidnapping and assault charges. This man will spend up to 50 years in prison for intentionally setting a fire that killed a woman. Michael Sloan Jr. pleaded guilty to first-degree murder in January. A judge sentenced him yesterday. Suzanne Tomlinson died in the fire he set in Troy, Illinois in 2022. Fox C6 in Jefferson County. It is the latest area school district to consider a 4-day schedule. The district held the first of 3 listening sessions last night to weigh the pros and cons of moving the district to a shorter week. Administrators say it'll help with budgetary concerns. The The district lost about 800 students over the past 10 years. The superintendent says switching to a 4-day school week will have somewhere between $2.5 and $3 million of savings per year.
Mileage on your vehicles, the diesel you use, wear and tear on your buses, it's 20% less. Fewer subs, fewer absences. PD time, as he mentioned, can be on Mondays, so we're not pulling people out of class.
If they're talking longer days, it's hard to keep their attention enough as it is.
If we've learned one thing from the pandemic, it's that butts in seats matter, and that our children need to be in school 5 days to maximize their academic achievement.
District leaders say students would receive the same amount of instructional time as they do under the current 5-day model. If you weren't able to make it to last night's listening session, the district has 2 more scheduled. The next one is being held March 6th at the Fox Service Center. That's off Jeffco Boulevard. A former lead smelter in Jefferson County, it is getting a new life as a port district. The 300-acre site in Herculaneum was once home to the Doe Run smelter. It shut down more than a decade ago because of lead violations. Complete cleanup will happen sometime this year. County officials hope the new designation will attract industrial park developers along the Mississippi River. St. Louis County Police getting sensory overload training today to better understand and serve people on the autism spectrum. The department tells us officers will go through a series of challenges to mimic what a person with autism may experience when interacting with an officer. Easter Seals Midwest will lead that training. It happens later this afternoon. Taylor Swift in the news today after accusations of violence against her father. How her representatives are responding. And a frightening scene in South America as mosquitoes take over the entire town. Why this isn't uncommon for residents there.